know that this is Europe's first book for makeup for black people. We're in 2016. It took that long for it to be made. It took that long for the idea to be born. It took that long to realize that idea, and it took that long to actually make the idea come true. Now, this book was not created by none other than black people, for black people, for people of color, because I am fully aware that it's not only black people that have a strong melanin. We have our sisters from Sri Lanka, we have our sisters from India, and they also have darker skin tones, and they also struggle to find makeup, and they also need this book. So this book is for more people than we actually anticipated to begin with. So today, well, by the time you watch it, it would have been yesterday. The sales were finally released for the book. It means that everybody all over Europe can, and in the US, can purchase their copy of the Black Vogue makeup book, which is also titled The Beauty of Shades. So we are all different shades, and where each shade is just as beautiful as the next one. So let me just give you a background, because a lot of you knew that the book was being made. A lot of you could not imagine that it would have been completed and being presented to you like this. Obviously, if you know me, you know I'm a very determined person, and whatever I think up here, I have to realize it in real life with the help of a fantastic team. Like, I cannot tell you enough. My immediate team consists of Antoinette, who is my co-admin, John Andrews, Mia Ratti, Tandiwe Tiesco, Saif Mulhalab, and all of the models that were in that are in this book, and they give you a background as to why this book was so important for me to complete. In Sweden, where I live, a lot of you may think I'm in the UK. I know I'm in Sweden, and we are not represented anywhere. Like, magazines that drop every single month, there's 12 months in the year, and none of those 12 reflect any person that's outside of the norm, which is blonde, blue eye, or brunette and blue eye, brunette and green eye, blonde and green eye. You know, it's a sort of a norm that tells you that you are outside of this precious norm, which is white. Being white, having straight hair and all that stuff, you're outside of it, which can really make people question their beauty. If you're black, if you have brown eyes, if you have kinky curly hair like I do most of the time, you may question if your shade actually is beautiful. If you maybe have too much melanin that makes you dark, maybe you've even wished to be white at some point. This book is for you, because now you have a book that you can pick up if you like beauty. Even if you don't like makeup, this is a book for you, because it teaches you how to care for your skin. It helps you understand what hyperpigmentation is, and it helps you understand how to cleanse your skin to keep it blemish free. Like, all of those information is in this Holy Grail, what I call the Holy Grail book. It's beneficial for everybody from 13 years up until 99. Like, until 102. It benefits everybody of all ages. So that's why it was so important for me to do, because I wanted to have a book that you could leave out on your coffee table that looks amazing, that is just, everybody that enters your home is gonna, their eye is gonna wander straight to the book, and is gonna wander to the golden writing, and it's gonna make them wanna pick it up. And when they pick it up and they open it and they start going through page after page after page, all they're gonna see is the beauty in melanin. From the lightest melanin queen to the darkest melanin queen, and to all 19 of them in between. You are just gonna feast your eyes on a lot of beauty that you can identify with. For all of our allies, because there's many of the people who are buying the book today who are actually not even black. They just happen to have adopted children who are black, who are now 16. They happen to have mixed children that they want to learn themselves what it takes to do our beauty routines, so that they can teach them, so that they can guide them, so that they can help them when they come in the teen years. So that is one of the priorities I had when the book was being created, because I was like, I don't just want it to be one specific type of person that's gonna buy it. I want it to be available to everybody that is interested in black beauty and wants to deepen their knowledge. They can get this book. So that includes not only moms who are not black, possibly, it also involves my sisters, my aunties, my mums, and just anybody of every age who loves beauty as much as I do. The book also contains stories from women in Sweden who are telling you and sharing with you their innermost thoughts and their things that have happened to them in Sweden that have made them doubt how beautiful they are. There is so much knowledge. There are stories about my beloved grandmother who passed away, because in the beginning of the book there's my section where I tell you where I'm from, what I do, and why I love beauty, and the things that have happened to me that makes me question whether I'm pretty enough or all those things. But there's also a section called My Heroes, which is my mum and her story and how she as an adult moved to Sweden and the things she had to go through. It also gives you a very inspiring story about my grandmother, Aji Safigay, who passed away unfortunately. Never got to see the book be completed, but her story is in there, and it just tells you about her life in the Gambia, how she struggled against all odds to become a politician and entrepreneur who I have felt so lucky to know her and to know the legacy she has left behind. Anybody who is her daughter, her grandchild, her son cannot give up in this life when things go against you. You cannot give up if you feel like there's a calling in your life. If you feel like you were put on this earth for one specific reason, you cannot let it go, because she never let it go. And that is the important story I want to share with my sisters all over the world, so that you get to know my grandmother in the same capacity, well, maybe not in the same capacity, but in as much as capacity as I got to know her in my 32 years of living. And on the 10th of September, we will have a huge event where we will celebrate this, and this is the first Black Vogue event that's not separatistic. Separatistic means that only black people are invited. This is the first event that is actually open, so Black Vogue members who have white wives and white husbands and boyfriends and girlfriends and polyamory groups or whatever, they can now invite them and have them be there and celebrate with them on the day. And I think that is what I was aiming for. The first couple of events, I made a point of having only black people, simply because we never have events where the majority is black or all black. Now this event will be majority black, but we're also gonna have some important speakers. We're gonna have dancers. We're gonna have artists performing. We have a team of 20 people helping out on the day to make sure that people are letting through the door. There's gonna be about 20 people.
I've been working in the book business for about 10 or 12 years, and I think I've been on every level in the book business that you can be. I've had my own publishing house, publishing children's and youth literature, and I've had my own bookstore, and I've also worked as a librarian, doing many events and stuff like that at the library for youth. And now I'm at Lovette in the Norstedts förlags group. But I think my love of books actually started, at first I wanted to work with television, with children's television. So I studied that, but as I was studying it, I was like realizing that no, this is not what I want to do. I want to work with literature, because I've always loved books ever since I was small. My relatives just tell me, well, when you were little you were always with your face in the book. And I realized, okay, so that's what I want to do. So I studied publishing, and I studied youth culture, and then I just thought, well, why don't, you know, there's some empty spaces in the publishing business, and I wanted to fill those voids. So I started my own publishing house, and then I went on and started or took over a bookstore. So I think I've done it all. The Black Vogue book is actually a lot more, it's bigger than just makeup or your average idea on makeup or whoever wears makeup. It's a really important book because it hasn't been done, neither in Sweden or in Europe before. This is, it's a revolution. Anyone can buy this book. It's just, if you like beautiful books, if you want a coffee table book, you can buy it. But also, if you're interested in makeup, whether you're white or black, you can buy the book, because I mean, there's a lot of information about makeup. There are step-to-step guides, and there is a lot of beautiful pictures of beautiful persons. And also, if you're like a white parent and you have a mixed child or a black child, then you can buy the book if they're interested in makeup, and you can help them, and you can, you know, read up about its history. Of course, it was a roller coaster. I mean, since it hasn't been done in Sweden or in Europe before, a book like this, black makeup, black women, black persons of all genders, we haven't seen it before. So actually I was putting a lot on the line when I was pitching this idea, because our sales division was like, well, we haven't done a book like this. And I was like, no, you haven't, because it's not there yet. Also, it's been a lot of work. I mean, it takes a village. It really does. And I know that Lovette has had people in her apartment like from 6 in the morning till 2 in the night, just shooting, doing makeup and arranging things. And her mother has been here making dinners and everything. And I mean, it's been, people can, you know, fall out at each other and be like, but it's just because they invest so much in this project. They have invested so much, being here, taking pictures, being here, having makeup on and doing makeup. And also Annika and Elina from our publishing house that has made the form and the, like, checking like spelling and sentences, and you know, so that the text comes along really great. Also, it's been a lot of work and there have been differences, but in the end, everyone just wants the same thing. We want a beautiful book. We want to make a mark in history with this one.
With the book! The Black Vogue book, yeah. Here I didn't have any hair, but now I do. Yeah. Magic. Nästa generation tror jag kommer inte gå igenom det vi har gått igenom i vår generation, genom att inte vi har haft smink för oss. Vi har inte haft någon som har brytt sig. Så nu finns det en bok som kan liksom visa dem hur man sminkar sig, visa bilder på vackra svarta kvinnor. Men den här boken är inte enbart för svarta, utan det är för alla som kan relatera till svarta. Det är för mammor med svarta barn, det är för män med svarta kvinnor, det är för alla som är intresserade av svart makeup. Man vill lära sig hur man sminkar svarta, man vill veta mer. Och det är verkligen en bok som inte har funnits tidigare och som jag tror är väldigt användbar för många i samhället, även om man inte är svart. Det är en bok som man kan ha hemma, man kan ge bort. Det är en fantastisk bok, jag är oerhört stolt över att denna bok har blivit gjord. Och det är verkligen one of a kind.
Hi, my name is Tandy Watesco, and I've been studying photography for 3 years, and I have known Lovette since Black Vogue's beginning almost, and I worked as a photographer and as a model with 2 others photographers. Found out it was a book, I get so excited because I've never been in this kind of big, how do you say, project. So, and I was so thrilled just with working with Lovette and the other photographers in this project, and the book is so nice, and I'm so proud of us all. The book home, I get super excited because it was so kind of unreal to hold this book and see all the pictures, all the work that we have been like working with, and all the effort that we have been putting in this project, just to see it in your hands, like it was so nice and also so unreal to see. So when I came here the first days and so, it was very like hectic because we have been working in her apartment, which it is not like that big. It's not a studio, so it gets full very quick. So we could be like 20 people here in her apartment and just like everyone has something to do, and everyone was running like behind each other just to help with something. Models and makeup artists and photographers and everything. It was very hectic, but still it was so like so nice just to be involved with this whole in general, this project. It's been like so, how do you say, we have become like a family. So we have been working together, like sweating together, eating together and everything. And the thing is that it had worked out so well, and it's so unreal to like be in the end of this, how do you say, project, where we actually have this book. And it has been a like experience that I never had before. I definitely hope that that this book will open like people's eyes and like just to get out there and tell the people that we exist. We want to show the people that we need the same type of supplies, products and everything as anyone else. And I think that this book, I hope that this book really shows that. And I hope that people really like open their eyes and views of how many we actually are.
My name is Mia, and första frågan.
Okay,
My name is Mia. I'm one of the photographers of the Black Vogue project, and it's been amazing. I got involved with Black Vogue after doing a photography for them during an event here in Stockholm. And I photographed for them, and a bit later Lovette asked me to be involved in this secret project. She didn't want to tell us too much, but it was something involved with photography and makeup, and I wasn't hesitant that too long to say yes. So, a little bit about myself. My partner is Cameroonian, and we have a son together, and I got to meet Black Vogue kind of through the Cameroonian community. It was a friend of ours who actually called me and said, "You have to photograph for Black Vogue, they're having this event." Experience with the project. Oh, there's so much that was going on. I'm so used to being in a quiet home, and then I'm just flung in here. There's a lot of people in a bit of a tiny apartment, which is common here in Stockholm though. A lot of people everywhere, and noise and life. And I just had to get right into it, photographing. And it was intimidating, so intimidating. But I've developed so much, and it was so fun, and I met all these wonderful people. Book, the Black Vogue Beauty Book. It's for everybody. I mean, of course, it's a lot about bringing out the black people, black women, men, or people of mixed heritage, but it's really for everybody. You can look at it and you can get inspiration, and it's been amazing, and it's been quite a ride. And I just hope a lot of people are gonna see this book, our book that we actually made with all these beautiful people and amazing texts. I really hope everybody's gonna like it. And I want to thank everybody involved in this project, especially Lovette. Thank you for letting me partake. I don't even understand why I was chosen to be part of this.
Cause you're a good photographer, man.
Yay! Don't believe her.
Believe the book.
Yeah. No, see the book. I am so happy. Thank you, and thank you everybody who was part of this project. All the amazing models, makeup artists, everybody around.
I was contacted by Lovette because she knew I did photography, and Black Vogue were having their first public event in June 2015. And so we took it from there. After that, some months later, Lovette contacted me again because they were having a project, and I didn't know what it was gonna be at first. I didn't know at all that was gonna be a book, but I felt very excited because I was just hunting for projects and doing collabs and doing something with photography connected to bigger projects or something that would be more than just me taking a photo. So I wanted to work with people. Yeah, so we would come in, we will arrive at Lovette's apartments, you would just drop in and then people will be shouting, where's the music? So they have to put up some Afrobeat, but in the end, obviously people got tired and they wanted always to revert back to Beyonce. But the most challenging part was that normal people are not comfortable in front of the camera. Like generally, normal people are not comfortable when someone they don't know put up a camera in their face. So that's the most challenging part, to kind of trying to ease up the mode and make them feel somewhat comfortable to get great pictures anyway. It's a message that this is also part of Swedish society, so it would be quite I think it would be an effect just seeing the book and knowing this is all Swedish people living in Sweden and that have been here for a long time, all the time, but is not represented as part of Swedishness or Swedish society generally, even though they're all part of the society and live here full time. And it will also be very beneficial for anyone trying to deal with makeup in this sense, because we have.
But anyway guys, that was the entire video. I just was so excited. I had to like turn on everything, every light in my house, and just make sure that I tell you about this monumental, phenomenal, amazing achievement of this book. And it's a lot bigger than I expected. Look at that. Like, that's brilliant. And behind, it tells you, it shows you some images, tells you a little bit about me, tells you a little bit about Black Vogue, tells you a little bit about growing up in a world where white is the norm and how it affects you. So it's pretty amazing. And I picked gold from the beginning because I just thought it's Black Vogue. Black girls are magic, and melanin is magic. Gold is magic to me, it sparkles. So I was like, well, we can't put diamonds on the book because it's gonna be too blingy, but let's go for gold. And I think it was the best decision ever, because as you can see, when you put that on your table, it's gonna bling bling, a bling 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 a little bit, but still is very classy. So if you have any questions, post them in the comments bar. If you don't have any questions, obviously, just come into Black Vogue. The link to the group is in the description bar, where we are celebrating right now and we're having a hell of a good time. Thank you so much. And for everybody who has supported this journey, like, thank you so much. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys have kept me going when things were dark. You guys have kept me going when I wanted to give up. It's because of you guys that this book is here, so I can. So, danke schön. Danke schön schön. Mwah.